And welcome back, folks. Well, of course, if you're celebrating your birthday today, happy birthday to you. And I want to say a special happy birthday to our homegirl, Marlon. It's Malika's birthday today. Yay! Happy birthday, Malika. Of course, many of you know Malika Brooke Smith-Lowe as the yoga goddess, I call her. And she's such a busy entrepreneur. What a busy little lady she is, and truly an inspiration to a lot of our young women on the island. Malika, happy birthday to you. Happy Earth Day. I think she would prefer the term Earth Day. She's such a natural goddess. And I just want to say a special good morning to a gentleman who's viewing the program online. Is he based in the UK? He's based in the UK. Hey, it's at Andre_8626 on Twitter. Hi, Andre. We know you're keeping in tune with everything that's going on. Ingram is here. He's chilling on the sidelines. And I've got the lovely Atiya, his lovely wife, with me right now in studio. Welcome.
Thank you.
Gosh, it's
How
so good to
are you?
have you. I am good.
Thank you. You are gorgeous.
And so are you. We have a lot of things to talk about.
Yes, we do.
I want to start from the beginning. Atiya's beginning. I mean, you're such an exceptional woman and an amazing individual. You wear so many hats, and you clearly have touched the lives of many people, many people. And I know that you're destined to just be this incredible human being who a lot of people will remember for a very long time. I've only known you for, how long have we known each other? Just a few weeks. And remember what I said when I met you? I feel like I've known you forever.
Yes, I felt
you know, because you
way.
get an energy, you get a certain energy from someone, and I get that energy from you.
Thank you. Likewise.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Now,
Wow.
oh boy, you've done so much. You are past pageant
Mrs. Illinois
Mrs.
International,
Illinois
yes,
International.
2004.
My goodness. Could we talk about that? Because you know,
Absolutely.
pageant is my thing as well, and I'd love to hear your story. I mean, how did you get involved in participating?
Well, actually, when I was 18, I ran for a preliminary pageant to Miss America and received a talent award. And the encouragement from the judges to continue to refine myself and continue on. Well, of course, that wasn't necessarily what I wanted to do. I wanted to be on television. I wanted to act. I wanted to do the news. And when I became Mrs. Illinois International, I actually became the first woman of color to claim that title in their then 18-year pageant history. And I stood on the platform of National Child Welfare Reform. And the reason I ran was not because I was necessarily interested in becoming Mrs. Illinois. I had an issue that I wanted to take to the forefront, and it was National Child Welfare Reform. And that issue was so important to me, and I was so passionate. I said, I am going to get this message out any way I can. And so I was close to 200 pounds at that time. And I decided to take my life and my power back, and I was going to do what was necessary to get this issue out. So I lost the weight in 6 months. I qualified for the local competition, won Mrs. Bloomington, and went on to claim the title of Mrs. Illinois, standing on the platform of National Child Welfare Reform, and placed third runner-up worldwide. So
that's a phenomenal
I'm
story.
very proud of that.
You ought
Excellent
to be,
moment.
sister. You ought to be. Now, you know, again, because we have been chatting before,
Yes.
you know, you're here now. You know, we spoke about how past experiences can really open doors
Yes.
for a lot of us.
Absolutely.
And tell me about some of the doors that just flew right open
Wow.
from the instant for you.
Well, I need to go back because the first doors that swung open really was when I was 16 years old. And a friend and I, we entered a competition, the Teen Great Model Search. Teen Magazine had a great model search every year, and so we entered it as a joke. I wasn't really interested in winning or placing or anything, and so we both entered the competition, and I was so surprised when I got a call and received a letter that I had been selected as one of the semifinalists. So at 16 years old, they did this whole write-up in the paper. I appeared in Teen Magazine as one of their semifinalists, and that's when the doors began to open. And from there, I began to do some reporting, started modeling at that point, where I did some work for Wall Clippers, ended up on their product packaging, did different brochures, and I had a phenomenal time. So as I matriculated through my life and through my career, when Mrs. Illinois International came on the table and I knew that I had this issue that I was passionate about, I went after that. And then even more doors began to open. I hosted a Barack the House party with, at that time he was senator, now he is president of the United States. So I'm excited about that. And he took the issue seriously as well and said that he would sponsor a bill for us. And I ended up doing headline news. I did television, radio. A lot of opportunities open. Oprah, I had 15 minutes with her audience between taping, so a wonderful, wonderful moment to really talk about my platform. So I've had a lot of opportunities since I won the competition.
That's amazing,
Yes.
Atiya. And yet so humble, and that's what really stands out.
Thank you.
When people meet you, they realize that you're such a humble being, and you're a real person.
Absolutely.
With real issues that you want to tackle,
Absolutely.
and with real dreams and goals that you want
Absolutely.
to, accomplish. You have written many books.
Yes, I have.
Tons of them. I mean, the ordinary to the extraordinary. You got The Beauty of Being Free. I want you to tell me a little bit about The Beauty of Being Free, because I really like that title a lot.
Wow.
I really like that title.
It's interesting because my husband actually named the book. At that time, I didn't know it was going to be a book. He put a photograph out there on Facebook. And he took the photograph. We were just out, having a good time. And across the photograph was The Beauty of Being Free. And I was up there like this with my hands up. And he said, you know what? You really ought to do an ebook and offer it for free to your fans and to the people out there, and something that they can really grasp to and that really, really touch them deep. And so I went back to that photograph and I said, you know what? I got the title of the book. And in that book, I talk about how no form of subjugation can contain a free mind. So if you are free thinking, and if you don't allow people to put limitations on you, because the only limitations that we have as human beings are those that we place on ourselves. And what I do in the book is outline the story of Harriet Tubman, and how Harriet Tubman, although she was quote unquote in slavery, she had a free mind, and she was determined that no matter what her physical condition was, she was going to be free, because in fact she was free.
Yes.
And so she sent her mind there first, and then shortly thereafter she sent her body there, and she freed a lot of slaves and never once lost a slave. And she used the North Star as her guide. Of course, in the book I go into the symbolism of what the North Star is, and really the profound principles of Harriet Tubman's life.
Fantastic.
So, yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
And it's simple words, but when you really think about it, and I like the fact that you mentioned, we have the power
Absolutely.
to do what we want, to ignore what we want, to become who we want to become.
Absolutely.
Gosh.
If people knew, go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying that it's so motivational, and you are a motivational speaker
Thank
as well,
you.
aren't you?
Inspirational.
Inspirational.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Tell
Because-
me. Go ahead.
Because what's interesting is, if I can do it, anyone can do it. I'm a product of a single parent household. I'm a product of having a child out of wedlock. I have a lot of stories that I draw up on, and no matter what your condition is or your circumstances is, it has no bearing on your destiny. And so you have to take wherever you are. And I don't buy into the whole concept that you're a product of your environment, because I was never a product of environment. So it doesn't matter where you are.
Can I high five you right now?
Absolutely.
I needed to do that because the funny thing is, I say that all the time. You see it happening, that young men and women, they grow up in a certain environment or a certain community, and they think that, listen, I don't have a choice. If this is what's happening with my brother or my sister, I'm going to do it as well. And that's not true.
Absolutely.
You can break the barriers and become whatever you want to become.
That's right.
And that's why I had to high five you on that one, because oh my gosh, we're reading the same book here.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, great minds think alike.
I'm telling you, I am really telling you. Now, you've been in Grenada for a little while.
Yes, 8 months.
You got any favorite spots on the island?
Wow. I love the beach.
I know.
I love the beach.
know.
It doesn't matter which beach. I love the beach. I draw energy, amazing energy from water. I do some intuitive healing things. And for me, like certain things are for Superman, certain things are for Atiya that helps to build my energy. Good. And water is one of them.
Sounds good. Tell me about one of the most defining moments in your entire life, your career, everything. What is something that really stood out for you and has stuck with you? It's going to stick with you forever. What would you say is that time? That moment?
Wow. What has been a really defining moment for me, and some people would probably wonder why this moment. My mother passed away in 2005 from breast cancer. Mm-hmm. And when I won Mrs. Illinois, she was right there. Mm-hmm. And I had the opportunity to travel with her for a very short period of time. And we even in Springfield, Illinois, had the opportunity of sharing the platform. She talked about her experience surviving breast cancer. Yeah. And as Mrs. Illinois, that even opened additional doors where I spoke at the Capitol, in the governor's mansion. Mm-hmm. And the defining moment for me was watching my mother, although she was transitioning from breast cancer, she didn't complain. She continued to be an inspiration to other people. She didn't wear the wigs when she lost her hair. She wore a t-shirt saying, "I'm surviving breast cancer." Mm-hmm. And she got out there and inspired other people, although her herself knew that she was transitioning. And to me, that showed an amazing strength and an amazing courage from such a wonderful woman who has touched my life in so many ways, not because she's my mother, but she has been the #1 cheerleader in my corner for years to really put into me that no matter what you're dealing with, you can get through it. Because I grew up epileptic. I was bullied as a child. I was isolated. I was labeled hyperactive. And even then, my mother said, you can do anything that you put your mind to it. Right. And when people talk about you, it's because you're doing something right. You don't hear people, if you see this beautiful dress in the store, if it's ugly, people don't talk about it. They say, "Oh, that's an ugly dress," and they go on. But they talk about those things that are good, so you never forget that. And then before she passed away, she told me, never stop speaking, never stop traveling, and continue to follow your dream and let no one take that from you. And those words has really helped to shape and mold me even now of who I am, because I've had people who tried to interfere with my dream, and those people who are very close to you that you wouldn't think would try to do that.
Yes.
So that, to me, is a defining moment.
Fantastic. Yeah. That's a great defining moment, Atiya. Yeah. And speaking about people, who are close to you, and not the negative ones, but the positive ones. Let's talk about your support system. Yes. Who's that really supportive person or persons in your life?
Wow. You know what? My husband is very, very supportive. Ingram, I'll give you a shout out. He is. He believes in me. And even when we first met, he went to work and started promoting me a certain kind of way, and he believes in me. And my children, when your children believes in what you're doing, and I have 3 adult children, and even now, they believe in me, and they call on me and ask me, well, how do you deal with this, and how do you deal with that? And my support system now consists of my immediate family. And of course you have friends and family. I know since I've come to the island, I call them Uncle Everest and Auntie Jan. Aww. They have actually been a wonderful support system. Good. And I'm grateful for that.
Good. Fantastic. Is there anything on that list, Atiya? Do you have a list of things that you would really love to accomplish? You have done so much already.
Absolutely.
You have done so much. And I know there's lots more that you want to accomplish.
Yes.
But if you had to name one major thing that you would love to accomplish, what would that be?
One major thing that I would like to accomplish is to have one of my books on the bestsellers list. And I would love a Pulitzer Prize.
Oh, yes.
So I'm going after it.
Go after it.
I see it.
Go after it.
I'm going to take it out.
Go after it.
Yes.
What's downtime like for you? I know you said you love the beach, you get your energy from the water and all of that, but is there anything else that you like to do when it comes to relaxation time, like the girly stuff, get a good massage?
Oh, absolutely. I love the massage, I love the facials, but you know what downtime is for me?
Tell me.
I love Scrabble.
That's good downtime,
I really love Scrabble. And it just winds me down. My husband and I, we play games, Monopoly and Family Feud, and I'm trying to get them involved in Scrabble. But those are down times for me.
That's good.
Yes.
That is good. I think it's good for the brain, keeps you active, and you have fun with your partner. Yes. And look at him, he's blushing. He's blushing on the sidelines. Proudest moments.
Proudest moments. The proudest moment to date for me. Wow. And this is funny. When my mentor, my spiritual father, he stood me up and he acknowledged me in the presence of the body or the community. And he said that Atiya will be a great help to the women. And to have your teacher and your mentor, you know, they see you in the eyes of a student most of the time. But to have your teacher or your mentor be able to see you and see the impact that you could make across gender, across what have you, that's a proud moment. Yes. And also when I got married to my husband. And we've gotten married 3 times, and that's a funny story. We've gotten married twice here in Grenada and once in London.
Really?
So we're getting married. And that's a
beautiful.
proud moment because we got married on Hope Beach. And that was just amazing and just breathtaking. So that was a proud moment. And of course, my babies.
Of course.
Yeah, I had my babies. Watching my son graduate. And he's the youngest and he's hearing impaired. And so watching him graduate and walk across that stage and hearing the song One Moment in Time.
I probably brought you to tears.
I did. I bawled. Anybody knows me, I'm a crybaby.
That's okay.
I did.
That's okay. Another thing we share in common.
Because that was my last child, graduated from high school, and that's a proud moment.
Yeah. There are a lot of young women out there who, you know, lack a lot of things, self-esteem and, you know, good support. What sort of advice would you give to young women? Because of what you do, obviously. Okay. I really want to find this out from you because I know there are a lot of young women who look at this program.
Okay.
And I would love for you to just give them some inspirational words that they can take with them and keep with them for a lifetime.
Absolutely. One of the things that I would encourage women to do is to take an inventory of yourself. People say all kinds of things about you, and people see you the way they see you, but that's not necessarily who you are. And unfortunately, sometimes parents, they see who you are, who you have been, but they never really see who you have the potential to become. Mm-hmm. And so the first thing I would say is to take an inventory of yourself. Find out what it is you love to do. Look at the things that you feel are your strengths and those things that perhaps you don't feel so good about. Mm-hmm. And then pick 1 to 4 of those things and you write them down on a piece of paper, and then you take them one by one and you go to work to make those changes. And no matter how small that change may be, remember, still change. Motion is still taking place. And I can recall when I was close to 200 pounds and I decided to take my life and my power back from an article that I had read from Essence magazine from Susan Taylor. Mm-hmm. And I had to start out taking an inventory. And when I decided to make the change, because things don't change unless you change them.
So true.
And so the first step you have to take is to look in the mirror, see who you are in your rightful perspective, not how others see you. And then you decide and you determine what it is or who it is you want to become, and then you go after it. Yeah. And sometimes you have to cut people out of your life to do that. Yes. And that's the truth.
Thank you for saying that. Because you do need positive to bring forth positive. I so agree with that. Atiya, how can people contact you? Okay. How can people become part of Atiya's world? Because I know you've got a lot to share with each and every one of us. So how can folks get in touch with you?
Well, they can visit me online at atiyaslight.com. You can Twitter me at atiyaslight. That's my Twitter handle, at atiyaslight. Mm-hmm. And those 2 ways are really the best ways. You can find me on Facebook. I'm out there a couple different ways. Mm-hmm. Atiya KM, Atiya's Light, Atiya Ingram. So I'm out there. I have several different pages.
Good.
I would encourage them to go to my website, sign up for my email list.
Yes.
Again, at atiyaslight.com, because when they sign up for my email list, they also get a free copy of The Beauty of Being Free. And they get weekly inspirational moments, and also they can contact me, and I do respond to my emails and help when I can. And I also have a product coming out soon, the Coach System. I do life and purpose coaching. I no longer do it on an individual basis, but I do it group-wise. And so this product will be wonderful for those who really want to transition in their life.
Sounds good. Because I was just about to ask you, what's in the pipeline? You know, what is coming, and what's going to be happening next for Atiya?
That particular product, that, yes, right? Please watch for it. It's a lot of what I have in From Ordinary to Extraordinary. That particular book was my first book. I have that in print, and then I have a second edition which also has the workbook. So I'm taking some of the principles, the coaching principles that I use in the workbook, and I'm putting it into a programmatic form where people can have guided coaching sessions by me. So they definitely have to look for that product.
Is there anyone that you'd like to say hi to right now, apart from Ingram?
Yes, I would like to say hi to Khadija, Ashley, and Khalil, and my Nana's baby. I have 2 Nana's baby. I'm not a grandmama. And my sister Bobby and Auntie Jeanne and Uncle Everest.
I hope they're watching. I really hope they're watching
too.
But if not, you know, we're going to have this on YouTube, so they can always check it out, and they'll get the highs a little later, but they'll get it.
Yes,
they will get it.
And Destiny, oh my gosh, and my niece Destiny, who wanted to be just like TT when she grows up.
Finally, from you, Atiya, I know sometimes people are like, why do you ask people about their legacies? And, you know, but I think it's such a crucial question because, you know, each and every one of us, I think we want to not think, but we believe that when we pass on, we want to leave something solid, whether it's for our children or children's children or just followers and that sort of thing. How would you like people to remember you?
I would like people to remember me as a person with character, a person with heart, who has integrity, who was a woman who, when she gave her word, she made her word bond. I want people, who, when they remember me, to know, you know, just this one thing touched me in a profound way and changed my life. If my words that I put on paper or that I speak can just help make just one little change in your life, then I feel like I've done what my assignment was.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah. Thank you.
Folks, I'm chatting with the lovely Atiya, and of course, if you need to find out more about her, you can check out all her various contact information online. There's at Atiya, remind me of your Twitter account again, Atiya?
At Atiya's Light.
At Atiya's Light.
Yes. AtiyasLight.com.
AtiyasLight.com. That's the main one. If you go to her website, you're sure to find out everything in addition to what we've discussed here today. I want to thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. Yes, thank you so much.
And we'll definitely be in touch.
Yes,
thank you, sir, for introducing me to your wonderful wife. Special good morning to Ingram. And hey, maybe we can also do a quick plug for Ingram's online bit as well.
Yes.
Yeah, Baylor
TV. Yes, and actually,
check that out.
Yeah, because we'll have you on there soon. Yes,
coming soon.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. But thank you so much. It was indeed a pleasure.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Folks, this is the program. I certainly hope you enjoyed it. Take care. God bless. Bye-bye.